Hi there, Joka here from A Pocket Full of Happiness, and in this video I'm going to show you how I created these two cards using some of the new products, one of them being the pierced heart background, and I'm creating two panels with this, and I'm using some ivory cardstock from Spellbinders, and for my first panel I'm actually going to use it as a die. So I'm creating a die cut, and I am going to do some inlay technique and add some colorful hearts in there. So I am gluing down this panel onto my A2 top folding card base using liquid glue. I'm just adding a little bit everywhere so it will stay put. And then I chose some rainbow colors here, and I will die cut several sections at a time to make it quick. I actually only needed to do 2 cuts because I'm doing every other diagonal at a time. So you just have to kind of keep track which colors you have to place where. But other than that, there's nothing complicated about this, and it goes quick as well. And all the hearts are the same size, so really it's super easy to do. You could add double-sided adhesive to the card base, and then it would be quicker. And I mean, if you want to fill in every single cutout, then of course that would make sense if you have a double-sided adhesive. But for some reason, I tend to forget, even though I have a huge roll. Plus, for some reason, I prefer liquid glue when it comes to paper on paper. For other materials, I might use double-sided adhesive more often, actually. But for paper on paper, I trust liquid glue more. Okay, so this is done. It wasn't done this quick, but it was not too bad. And here's another new die set called Birthday Banner. This is a collaboration with my friend Paige, and I am going to create one of them the way Paige created one of her layouts, where she added a rainbow kind of, I think they were like rainbow colors into the banner pieces there. So this is not, I mean, it might look overwhelming. I was overwhelmed, I will be honest, when I first thought to do this, but it was actually not bad at all. They are tiny pieces for sure, but I will show you how I did this. I think it really, if you can keep track of what colors to use where, you can do it quicker than I did. I just did not want to get confused, so I only did 2 colors at a time. Anyway, I am gluing this shape down onto a piece of heavyweight cardstock, and then I'm going to fussy cut it out. And for the inside of the banner, I left the letters inside, and I will add a colorful, well, actually not colorful, I think gold glitter letters on top of those so that they are dimensional. Now, as you see, I am cutting off some thin strips of every color, and I put my ruler there so that I see which line, so how to line everything up. So and then you can theoretically cut every other shape at the same time, you know, leaving a gap in between two. So but I am I don't know, I just felt like I would get confused if I did more than two at a time. And you can see only the first three are just one section, and then the next ones are now three at a time. So it goes quick, and I don't even show more of this in the video because I think that's quite straightforward. You can see how I did that. If you don't mind wasting a bit more paper, then you don't have to cut apart that strip, then you just leave it there, and it's easier. I don't know, I did not want to waste more than I had to, I guess. So I kind of go from pinks towards purple, and as you can see, then I repeated it once I got to the end. I don't remember how many colors I chose, but they were not enough for the whole banner. I probably could have found as many colors, but I didn't want to bother. So here you have the almost ready banner, and now I am using these filler dies that have the letters to Happy Birthday to You to die cut those letters from glitter cardstock. These are quite small, but you know, if you have a tweezer or tweezers, then you can easily glue these. Maybe you can also add some adhesive to the back and die cut it together, and then it's easier to place them. Again, it's just my preference to use liquid glue. So yeah, and what is special about the die is that you don't have to die cut the sentiment into it. You then just ditch the three pieces, and you can add whatever sentiment you like. Now for the second panel, I decided to not die cut the panel, just to emboss it. Some of the hearts almost cut, so, and I didn't even use any extra like shims or anything, so it gets pressed into the panel really, or the paper really hard. What I'm going to do, I'm going to add this double-sided adhesive all over the panel so that the hearts are kept in place. And this is what I'm going to use for background for my colorful banner. And I'm going to create a banner that's much simpler. You will see that soon. But I do like the way this rainbow one looks. It's so cute in this small size, as opposed to the, you know, a large scrapbook layout. Of course, that's beautiful as well. It's everything. I don't know what it is about small sizes, but everything just looks so cute. So I'm adding foam tape to the banner just to make it stand out more. And then there is this set that is for German speakers, really. And I am choosing a small sentiment für dich, which means for you. And this actually fits into the middle section of the banner. So just so that I have something else than birthday card. And I do have a bunch of German friends, so yeah, and I'm die cutting again. That set as well has a backing piece and the outline piece, so you don't have to do fussy cutting or anything. You can just layer those together, and I die cut that from the same ivory cardstock. And again, I'm cutting the banner here, and you can see I did not cut the happy birthday in those sections. And now I'm going to, well, this involves a little bit of fussy cutting. I'm gluing down the banner sections onto cardstock because I want to be able to fill back these, these pieces in here. And that, I mean, I did not want to do this directly on the card front because I want to add some foam tape. So this is for me at least, this is the easiest way to do it. And in this case, I'm not going to add anything to these openings. I'll just leave them open because I think it looks really pretty that way as well. So on this card, I'm going to add the color with different things. One of them being the card panel that I created at the very beginning of the video with the rainbow hearts. So on one of the cards I have rainbow banner, and on this one I have rainbow hearts. And so I'm adding the foam tape like I said, and I will also then create the sentiment. And I then decided to die cut the sentiment again from white cardstock instead of the ivory, because I don't know, I wanted it to stand out. You know, these two colors are actually colors I never used to use together, like beige and ivory with white. I never liked it. And for some reason recently, I don't mind anymore. So yeah, I just wanted to have it stand out a little bit more. Now this is another new set. You can count on me, and it comes with these large numbers, but also a little bit of well, tiny itty bitty flowers and foliage, and those are what I'm going to decorate this card with, because you know I do like flowers and everything. So I did not want to use one of the bigger flowers because I didn't want to hide anything or cover the hard work on that banner. And I decided to just die cut them all from white. And I will add a little bit of color with some enamel dots. So these small flowers, they only have 2 layers to them, and I kind of always bend up the petals to form the flowers a little bit. Of course, you could use Pro Tools for this if you have some. I actually think I do have some, but I tend to forget. I just use my fingers to bend those petals up. It's quick and easy, so it does its, fulfills its purpose. And so now I'm trying to figure out how I want to arrange these. In the end, I'll create 2 clusters on either side of the banner, and both clusters will have 3 flowers and a bunch of little leaves, which I am tucking under the flowers and under the banner, some of them, so they are, not all the same level, so to say. And then I'm just going to add some enamel dots, and this card is going to be ready. Maybe it's not my typical look actually, but I kind of like to experiment with different colors. I think that's my most favorite thing. Okay, so as I promised, enamel dots, and then what my thought process was here. Up there you have yellow and greens, so and dark blue, so that's what I'm gonna use on the top cluster, and at the bottom you have the pinks on the banner, so that's what I'm using for the centers there. And then I'm fluffing up the flowers because I kind of flatten them out when I push the enamel dots in place. Now for the second card, with the single color banner, again using foam tape, I'm gluing this in the middle, and then I'm trying to figure out how I want to do this sentiment so that it looks a bit curved like the banner. Obviously I cannot curve those letters, but I'm just trying to place the sentiment in a way that it looks a bit curved. And again, I need to add some flowers, but here I'm only going to add one, and just 2 or 3 of these small leaves. And I'm just adding these in the middle of the 2 empty banner pieces, where on the other one I have a part of the sentiment. Now the little flower that I'm using is a bit too small for my taste, or at least for this particular project, so I also added a little bit larger layer to the bottom, for which I used one of the smaller dies from the layering flowers. I think it was the second set. And so I have a bunch of layers on that flower, but that's okay. And again, enamel dots in the middle. I kind of align that color to the background, so I have yellow hearts there where that top flower is. So that's what I used, and then at the bottom I actually cannot see right now because I don't see the middle of my screen in this editing program, but I'm assuming it's a lighter blue color. But you know what I'm talking about. It's just where the flower is, I used the color that is the heart under it. So yeah, that's it. So these 2 cards are ready. There are multiple other videos on the channel today. I hope you check them out. They are all using the new products. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye bye.